In Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace, the Trade Federation invades the planet Naboo with its vast army of battle droids. As Queen Amidala and her advisors assess the situation, Captain Panaka states that the Queen has no way of winning against the droids.
Our security volunteers will be no match against the Battle-Hardened Federation army.
Always the bundle of positive energy, Panaka is basically right.
Looks pretty bad. They can't afford to kill it. They have no army. They'll be sitting ducks.
One thing that stands out about Panaka's statement is that he refers to the army of battle droids as a battle-hardened Federation army. This is interesting since the audience isn't given much backstory about the Trade Federation and its army. So, like many things in Star Wars, we have to turn to the peripheral sources of information to investigate Panaka's claim. More specifically, we have to refer to the Legends novel Star Wars: Cloak of Deception by James Luceno. The novel takes place shortly before the events of The Phantom Menace. In it, the lightly regulated Trade Federation is using its power to greedily take advantage of the planetary systems that depend on its trade routes. As a result, many systems are frustrated, but powerless. However, a few are taking matters into their own hands. To counter the Federation, some groups are taking action in order to undermine the Federation's business dealings. One such group is the Resistance Network, known as the Nebula Front. Captain Arwen Cole, a Marillion mercenary, leads an attack on a Trade Federation ship. Despite the efforts of the Federation to thwart the attack with its battle droids, Captain Cole and his team make off with the hefty sum of Erodium. Now, Erodium is a precious metal that could be used for trade or as currency. In response, the Trade Federation uses the opportunity to petition the Galactic Senate, led by Chancellor Valorum, for authorization to create a larger army of battle droids for their protection. However, the Trade Federation's request sort of backfires. The Chancellor is open to the Federation having a larger army, but only if, upon Senator Palpatine's advice, they can initiate a new tax on the Trade Federation. As the novel continues, it is revealed that Darth Sidious is manipulating these events, which of course will serve his greater purpose of becoming Chancellor and eventually Emperor. Eventually, a tax is levied against the Trade Federation's trade routes, and the Trade Federation begins ramping up its army. I won't give away the ending in case you guys would like to read Cloak of Deception, which I do recommend if you were confused by the whole taxation of trade routes plot in The Phantom Menace. As this story takes place just months before that film, all of that stuff is explained in great detail, including why the Trade Federation decides to invade Naboo. So, looking back at Captain Panaka's claim, he was mostly correct. As the Trade Federation became more powerful, it became a bigger target for protesters and pirates. In response, it grew its army and used it for defense. Of course, it also came in handy for blockading little planets like Naboo, and there's no way a peaceful planet like Naboo, with very limited army resources, could have stood a chance against the Trade Federation. It would take the combined effort of the Naboo, the Gungans, the Jedi, and Anakin Skywalker to beat them, as we see in The Phantom Menace. Of course, we can argue about how an army of inexpensive, dispensable battle droids could really be battle-hardened, since most of them were linked to a central computer and may or may not have maintained memory of their previous combat experiences. As such, we can partially chalk up Panaka's comment as being a little bit embellished.
I do not agree with the Jedi on this. Your Highness, this is a battle I do not think that we can win. More likely they were wiped out.
You gotta be so negative.
Alright my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different I've been thinking about trying for a while. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like this? As well as any other things you might be wondering about from the Star Wars films that you might like explored. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and if you're so inclined, we appreciate your contributions on Patreon. Until next time, bye-bye.